Good afternoon from the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your forecaster Jeff Monk looking at the planning outlook on the mountains for a week or so ahead. Generally speaking, just to give a flavour, the weather is going to continue mixed across mountain areas of Britain. There's going to be rain from time to time, but I think it's going to be wettest on western mountains from midweek onwards. So we're going to pick the story up from Monday. On Monday, we will have northerly winds. Now, traditionally, northerly winds are on the chilly side, having come down from the Arctic, but are often, particularly in the summer when winds are often very light, the air is often very, very clear. But in this occasion, if we draw a couple of arrows in, air will have sort of looped the loop, having started off over Europe and come back down from the north. So it's not going to be cold at all, and it may well be somewhat hazy. Nevertheless, typically of northerly air streams, the cloud base will rise and many summits will be clear of cloud, particularly from late morning onwards. What this chart also shows is a little bit of precipitation over England and Wales. What's likely to happen, possibly over southwest Scotland, here and there, over the Highlands, but perhaps more widely over England and Wales, one or two areas of showers will develop. Typically, this happens in northerly winds in the summer as the air comes in, for example, off the Irish Sea, and also comes in off the North Sea, and somewhere in the middle, depending on the precise wind direction, is where we tend to get showers. I'm showing this because Monday and Tuesday will be very similar. So if we now look at Tuesday, there are actually very few isobars. Nevertheless, again, what may happen is that the flow will tend to come in off the North Sea, whereas from western hills or west coasts, air will come inland. And again, we will tend to have one or two clusters of showers developing in the afternoon, but many areas dry. A feature of Tuesday, but with very light winds, where it does rain, it might rain for an hour. But having said that, most mountain areas will be dry, cloud base again lifting to clear most summits, and reasonably warm. As I say, very little wind. There will be a change from midweek. Out in the wings to the west, we could see an area of low pressure, which at one time looked as if it was going to be pretty deep as it came in. We don't think it's going to be quite as deep now. So on Wednesday, something of an area of low pressure out to the west and fronts pushing eastwards. I would suggest quite a bit of uncertainty in the timing. This is around the middle of the day, so this is likely to be where the American model, the latest run, puts the rain later on in the morning, but it could be that it's somewhat further on, having got well into the country, possibly having made more progress into northern Scotland should the low be further north. Certainly some uncertainty about Wednesday, but we're certainly beginning to think that some northern and eastern mountains may be dry substantially with the threat of rain only later on. However, by the time we get to Friday and the following weekend, it does look as if pressure will be fairly low and areas of low pressure will have enveloped the country. Again, this happens to be a chart from the American model. It may well be that the areas of low pressure are perhaps a little bit further south, not necessarily in that position, but the broad picture is that Britain will be enveloped by low pressure, and therefore there will be rain from time to time, sometimes persistent for a few hours, whilst on other days it will be more a collection of showers. 1 or 2 blustery days are certainly possible later in the week as well. So it does appear that particularly from about the middle of next week, there is going to be rain from time to time, substantially falling on western mountains. Looking at the final chart, which is rainfall accumulation over 9 days. The orange colours represent the total fall, so most rain looks as if it's going to be down the spine of England and over Wales, although some of that rainfall across Wales is due to heavy rainfall occurring on Friday. Nevertheless, accumulations of up to 80 millimetres are shown over central England, around 60 over the Lake District and around 45 into the western northwest Highlands. However, according to this particular model, falls are very low over northern and northeastern Scotland. Now, I will say that there is a lot of uncertainty, and it may be that should the areas of low pressure come in further north next week, then there will be rainfall, or more rainfall, over the northern Northwest Highlands. But it could certainly be that these are areas that miss most rainfall over the coming week, and the Cairngorms too may have very little. So possibly that is an area to go, but as I say, a fair amount of uncertainty. So over the next week then, some mixed weather, some rain from time to time, particularly from the middle of next week, but there will be dry, quiet weather with light winds on the mountains to be had.